Hello and welcome to our 3-night break here in Tromso in the Arctic Circle. Amazing place. We've been here before and we loved it, so we thought we'd come back and have a deeper dive, basically, just to see what we can do.
And we thought we could see if we could do it on a budget.
That's the challenge. See what we can do on a budget here and enjoy Norway. And
don't forget though, we're in Norway and it's expensive.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? All right, stay tuned and join us and see how we get on here in beautiful Tromso. Tromso is gateway to the Arctic, and having already been to Antarctica in 2025, this was an adventure that had to be done, and we knew this place could provide us with a whole lot of snowpack fun. So a 3-night break it was, and we also knew that Norway could be an expensive trip. So when we spied a bargain to go to Tromso at the end of April, we snatched it up.
Our flights were not direct, instead taking us via Oslo airport with a 2.5-hour stopover, which provided a chance for a bit of lunch. And having left Heathrow late morning, it was evening before we touched down in Tromso airport. Our first challenge was to select the best way to get from the airport to the hotel. Like fools, we fell for the trap of using the Tromso Airport Express.
This was about 250 Norwegian kroner for 2 people, about £18, and we bought tickets on the bus, and the bus stop was right outside the baggage reclaim hall, and this kind of lured us in. And once aboard and waiting patiently for the bus to depart, a quick internet search revealed that we could have got a taxi for a similar price, and if we just walked across the car park to the other bus stop, we could have saved ourselves a fortune and taken the public Svipper bus, which was just 26 kroner each way. That's under £4 for the both of us, and that saving could have bought us a beer. Just one beer, not one each. One to share, anyhow, more of that later.
It was a pleasant 20-minute bus ride on the Airport Express, which dropped us to the Scandic Icehav Hotel.
And from there, it was a couple of minutes walk to our hotel, the Home Hotel With, and check out our separate video review of this rather pleasant harbourside hotel.
Check-in was easy, room 306. Thank you, that'll do nicely. And look, pasta bolognese dinner on the house, and included in the room rate. Is it possible that we could do this trip without spending lots of money? Let's go and explore this winter wonderland.
You're not cold?
No.
It's snowing.
Boiling.
It is
balmy weather.
Officially, it was -3 degrees as we wandered through the snowy streets, but it was kind of pretty chilly if you ask me. So we found a bar, and no ordinary bar. The Blar Rock Bar is Tromso's premier live music venue, and once inside you immediately get this. And the entire place is a homage to the 1980s and 90s alternative music scene, with memorabilia from bands like The Cramps, The Pixies, The Cure and Echo and the Bunnymen.
And Si was in his element, but there were some important matters to attend to.
So, as is customary when we travel, it's time for beer review, and we're in the Blar Rock Bar in Tromso, and Nettie is trying...
The Mac
Icebjorn?
Icebjorn, that's it, yeah, the Mac Icebjorn.
Okay, it's just brewed over the road in the Ølhallen Brewery, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Okay, give it a go.
Right, let's try. First time trying.
Ooh.
Oh, it's quite hoppy.
Mm.
Yeah, it's quite nice. It's not as nice as ones I've had before, but yeah, it's quite nice.
Okay, out of 5?
3.
A 3, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a low score for you.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. And on that bombshell.
Right, Si, it's your turn now for the review, the beer review.
Beer review, okay. Well, I've gone for the Nordlys, which is the premium Pilsner, supposedly. And compared to what you were drinking, it's a bit darker. So, what's it taste like? It's clean. It's quite gassy. Quite hoppy. Oh, yours was hoppy. This is hoppier, I would say. Nearly Easter, or just at Easter. Yeah, quite fresh, clean, very hoppy. Almost like a pale ale, actually. Almost like a pale. Yeah. Yeah, it's good though.
What would you give it out of 5 then?
That's a 4, but just scraped a 4.
Okay. Happy drinking.
Cheers.
And this awesome bar became our home for the evening.
That was a great night in that bar. We're just going to head back to the hotel now. We're tired. But apparently there's a 10% chance of us seeing the Northern Lights tonight. But if you look at the sky, I'd say 0% chance. It's cloudy. It's been snowing most of the night. So, anyway, a good start to our 3 days here, or 3 nights here in Tromsø.
And we walked back through the snowy streets to our hotel, and the snow falling made it feel such a pretty place to be. And even though it was April, it felt really Christmassy. We picked up some bottles of water costing £2 each from the 7-Eleven to hydrate before bed, and took in the views across the harbour. Are you pleased to be back in Tromsø, Sámi?
So one of the money-saving tips we've used on this trip is to go off-season. We're going at the end of April, and well, that means we're kind of past the main peak Northern Lights visiting season, which goes sort of like November through to March. And then we're also before the June to sort of September season, which is the summer season. We've obviously still got snow here, but the town is really noticeably sleepy. One of the disadvantages of coming at this time is that the town or the city's main attraction, the Fjellheisen gondola, is actually closed, and this is when they do maintenance. So that's one thing just to check. We didn't know that before we came here. We found out, you know, after we've arrived, which is a shame because we were looking forward to going up the mountain. We've been up before, and it is absolutely stunning up there. But it does mean that we're going to have to make a plan B for this trip. But there's stuff to do here, you know, and we wanted to come and do other stuff in any case. So that's what this trip's all about. But, you know, you could certainly save quite a bit by coming off season. We stood and admired the views across the harbour to Fjellheisen and marvelled at the gorgeous Arctic cathedral. We've been inside previously and we know how stunning the interior is. So where's Nettie heading now? What have you found?
My drink bottle.
What happened to your drink bottle?
It fell out my pocket.
Oh, have we just walked halfway around Tromsø trying to find it?
Yeah.
Oh dear. And after that, we turned into bed knowing that we needed to be up early in the morning for Nettie's special treat. It was day 2 and we were excited for today as we had plans to do something that was on Nettie's bucket list, and that was to feed some reindeer like a good Santa's little helper.
We were up at 8 AM for breakfast, and this was really good. And we loaded up on calories to keep us warm in the snow. There had been even more snow overnight. It is the Arctic, not sure why we were surprised at all. Well, we've had a bit of snow overnight, look! Whoa, and it's still snowing. We're all ready for excursion. You guys are certainly dressed for an Arctic adventure.
Well, good morning.
Morning!
We're a bit better dressed today for the weather. It's certainly been cold and snowy overnight, and anyway, today we're trying to do this holiday on a budget, but there is one exception because somebody here has this thing about getting selfies with different animals. And today is the day that she's going to add reindeer to the list of animals that she gets a selfie with. So we've decided to splash a little bit of cash, and we're going to go out and feed some reindeer today. Yeah. And hopefully learn a lot about the Sámi culture as well, which is the educational part.
I'm really looking forward to that too.
And you just want to feed a reindeer.
Not just feed the reindeer.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so join us on this adventure, and then, you know, we're kind of making it up as we go along after that. But Tromsø is an amazing place. Look how lovely and beautiful.
I think we're going to go to the tourist information, aren't we?
That's the plan.
Yeah, when we come back and find out what we're going to do.
Speak later. We made our way to the pickup point, and the bus we needed was clear and obvious, and we joined the queue. This was a 50-minute bus ride out of Tromsø up into the mountains to a Sámi reindeer farm, and the scenery from the bus was spectacular. However, we soon arrived.
Why are you hobbling, Si?
We've just arrived here at the Sámi farm with the reindeer, and I've already taken a tumble and twisted my ankle like an idiot.
This was a gorgeous setting with huts and yurts constructed for shelter and roaring fires alight to keep us warm, but there was other business afoot.
Someone's off to go and feed the reindeer. So exciting. And there they were, an entire herd of reindeer who knew exactly what time the bus full of visitors with buckets of food would arrive to feed them. They're not daft. What you got there?
Bucket.
What's in the bucket?
Special reindeer food.
Off you go.
Thank you.
In the centre, yeah.
We have to go in the middle.
You said in the centre, this one's jumping up at you. Hello. And Nettie waded right into their midst with a bucket of food, and then the fun really started.
Oh, look at them, so cute.
What we come for?
Hello.
one side.
This one here is coming around to have a look.
Oh.
Old one antler Pete there. Oh, look at this one here, look. Yeah, they're the ones that are sensitive antlers, you can't touch them. Yeah, we won't touch those. Oh dear. Getting feisty there.
He's kicking the bucket.
It did literally kick the bucket, there you go. This one's going to kick the bucket as well. He's got spiky things.
Let this one have some.
Got a friend?
Yeah. It's Rudolph. No.
So this is quite a lot of fun. We're feeding all the lovely reindeer, and there's a net over there. She's getting as many reindeer selfies as she can.
Yeah. Oh, I get a good one.
Oh, this fella's coming in.
Oh, I should have got that on video.
I did. Don't worry, I'm videoing.
Did you?
Oh dear, loads and loads of fun. Enjoying this. They are amazing. Really cute.
The fires outside provided vital warmth when we needed it, and Si went a wandering.
What a spot this is, and what a place to come and feed these incredible reindeer. What an experience. Really enjoyed it. And you feed them out your hand, and because they got no teeth at the front, it's like getting a big wet sloppy kiss. Really wonderful experience. Really enjoyed it. Nessie's had the best time. She's been snapping selfies, playing all the reindeer. Really enjoyable, and we're high up in the Arctic and it's snowy and it's just perfect, absolutely perfect. We're gonna go and have a meal afterwards. It's reindeer stew. Sorry, Rudolph. And then I'm really looking forward to going to get a lecture on Sámi culture from the guides here. This is their farm, this is their way of life. Really looking forward to that.
Where are you heading, Si?
Fresh snow, nobody's trodden on it.
Why is Simon doing a snow angel over here all on his own?
Like to leave your mark? Some things just have to be done on fresh snow. This was a wonderful winter scene. The snow's getting heavier, isn't it? Brilliant. So we retired inside one of the timber cabins for some tasty reindeer stew. How's the reindeer stew, Nettie? What's it like?
It's really nice, actually. It's more gamey type steak. Really flavoursome, really nice.
Then a fascinating lecture on the life and customs of the Sámi people, and we learned about their farming lives and their family lives too, and we learned of their heritage and the traditions they keep alive after thousands of years living in these snowy lands. And the reindeer stew was yummy. Sorry, Rudolph.
Empty bowls all round.
Got back aboard the bus and headed back to Tromsø.
So did you enjoy your reindeer feeding, and did you get your reindeer selfie?
It was amazing. I did. I got numerous reindeer selfies and I absolutely loved it. They're so much fun, and I liked how they kept on pushing each other out of the way and things, and we got plenty of time to spend time in there with them and to get to know them, you know, the bossy ones and the little tiny ones. Yeah, it was really good, a really good experience. But I did really feel guilty because after that we had a really lovely time learning all about the Sámi culture, which was absolutely amazing. But the thing was, we got given some reindeer stew, and I just did really feel guilty after like petting them, stroking them, making friends with them, and then eating one of them. I did feel guilty, but it was so tasty.
It was tasty.
It was, yeah.
Oh, well.
But I would give it actually a 5 out of 5
Good
for an
experience,
experience. It was absolutely great. I would love to do it again.
And we did it in the snow.
And the snow, that made it even more wonderful and magical.
So are you going to try and see the Northern Lights then?
Well, we checked the forecast and the skies were still full of snow. Not sure we see anything tonight, so let's make another plan then. Shall we head to the tourist information office and get ideas?
Oh no, it's shut. They are having a meeting all afternoon, it seems.
So we headed back to the hotel to freshen up and change, and then we headed into Tromso's main high street for a spot of shopping, and souvenirs were needed of course, and we explored Tromso's centre, past the Rocket Bar which serves tasty hot dogs as well as beers of course, but we fancied something sweet, so we walked up past the Perspective Museum to Cafe which we enjoyed on our previous visit. Shut? Oh no!
Hang on, didn't Wills and Rach from Postcard and a Pint find a nice cafe in the old fort?
And Barstrua is an excellent find. Thanks guys. This cosy little cafe sits within the old buildings right in the heart of Tromso's old fortress. It would be so easy to walk right past it.
You mean like we did last time?
Well, 2 hot chocolates and slices of tasty homemade apple cake it was. And the verdict, Nettie? And this place gets the Cooks Explore seal of approval too.
Hang on, is that sunshine? It is. And we took a lovely walk along the harbourside area to the brilliant photo arch.
And this spot gives splendid views of Tromso Bridge across the Fjellheisen and the gorgeous Arctic Cathedral, which is perfectly framed if you stand and pose by the arch. Well, we've had a lovely walk around the city, haven't we?
Yeah, we've had an amazing time.
It's a fantastic sort of photo spot where you can get your selfies and all that. It's really pretty across to the Arctic Cathedral.
It's gorgeous. The sun's come out now as well, which is it's amazing coming off the snow. It's just lovely, isn't it?
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, we've had a nice cake and a hot chocolate, didn't we?
Yeah, one of the nicest about doing YouTube is that you meet other YouTubers and you sort of communicate with other YouTubers. Big thank you to our friends at Postcard and a Pint.
Yeah, thank you for the recommendation. It was amazing.
And Stewart, it was called.
That's right. And the people actually said thank you to them to recommending it.
That's a really good recommendation. Bar Stewart, just at the old fortification, the part in the old town there.
Oh, and the apple cake. We had the apple cake. Oh, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. 5 out of 5, definitely.
It's quiet though. We're off season. It's not sort of high season.
So it's quite eerie at times, isn't it?
It is. It is.
But it's nice.
Sun's out.
It's nice.
You know, and obviously the sun stays out late now.
Yeah.
So we're going to wander back down. We're going to try and find this brewery, I think, later on, and have a go at the brewery. All right, stay tuned.
We wandered back through the city centre. We walked up the hill to the School of Music building before looping round to admire the views across the city, and again the views were stunning.
Like lots of Scandinavian countries, there are bookable public saunas you can visit, and Tromso is right on the fjord, and visitors throw themselves into the icy cold waters after a good bake. But snow angels will do us fine, thank you, and it was Nettie's turn to find a quiet spot of fresh snow and make the obligatory snow angel.
Then back to the hotel to save some money and eat the complimentary dinner, which was a tasty Thai chicken meal. We knew that every time we ate in the hotel, we were saving between £50 and £60, or maybe even more. This was how much meals cost us on our last visit to Norway.
So what did we spend all that money we saved on? Why, beer of course, and we headed down into the city to Ølhallen.
Tromso's oldest bar, this is situated literally within the brewery building, and the selection of local and guest beers are phenomenal. There are so many to choose from. Which did you opt for, Si?
So we're in Ølhallen, which is Tromso's oldest pub, and it's right attached to the brewery. And obviously you get it straight from the brewery, the beer here. It's fantastic. They've also got over 50 beers that you can choose from behind the bar, and they come from all over Norway, all over Scandinavia by the looks of it. An incredible selection. Right, tonight, beer review is the Staple of Tromso, 1877. So here we go, first time. Oh, that's much nicer than yesterday's. It's a lot cleaner, less gassy, more refreshing. Still a little bit of hoppiness and a tiny little bit of citrus in it. But, very good. That's 4.5. Yeah, so Nettie, you went for something different. What did you go for?
Yeah, well, the one that I've got is called the Ginger Ninja. So it's actually an alcoholic ginger beer.
Right.
And it's made with Nordic berries.
Well, it looks like blackcurrant.
It does,
Okay.
but it doesn't taste like blackcurrant.
Okay, give it a taste test.
Oh, it is like the old-fashioned ginger beer, but with almost like a sort of a berryish taste, aftertaste.
Right. Very good. We're going for a second slurp.
Yeah, it's sweet, fairly sweet, but it's just got that fiery ginger beer taste. I really like this. I would give it a straight 5. I really do like it.
Do you think your friend behind you would like it as well?
Well, he had a little sip earlier and he liked it.
Okay, okay, good review.
So we stayed in this brilliant bar and enjoyed a few more.
If you want great lager, follow the bear. Hang on, am I in the right country?
What's this? More beer reviews?
Hey, what you got?
I've got a Mac Mango IPA. I'm going to give it a try. Really good. Really crisp, clean, and very mango-y. Right, Si, 5-second review.
Okay, Mac Pilsner. It's the lightest beer of the lot. Let's have a slurp. Oh, fresh, clean. Actually, the best beer I've had yet in Tromso. The beers were going down too easily, and our plans to save money on this trip were evaporating fast. Very fast.
And eventually, sense got the better of us and we headed back to the hotel.
We're just heading back to our hotel. A great night at the brewery. It's time to turn in because we've got a good day, hopefully, exploring on the bus tomorrow. The first part of our Tromsø adventure had been brilliant, but probably more expensive than we planned for. But we'd had such a good time and we'd rediscovered what a brilliant and fun city this is.
Could we get our spending back on track? Well, we had a plan for the next day that wouldn't break the bank.
Watch our next video to see what we did. Thanks for watching.
Our adventures in snowy Tromsø were proving such fun, but our love for Norwegian beer was piling on the cost of this trip. With our senses returning, we were up early for breakfast with renewed determination not to blow our budget for this holiday.
Good morning.
Morning.
Beautiful sunny morning here in Tromsø. Look at this background. Beautiful sunshine. Cool.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely stunning this morning. It's a bit warmer as well. And
I've got my hat on today.
yeah. So our plan yesterday to use the tourist information service to help us plan our adventures today failed spectacularly because there were two in the town and both of them were shut. They were having a meeting apparently. So we're going to do something a little bit impromptu today. We're just going to go and get on a bus and go somewhere. So it'll be a bit of an exploring day and a bit of an adventure.
And you can actually get a bus ticket for the day, can't you?
That's the plan. We'll just go and buy a bus pass for the day and see where we end up. And thanks for joining us on this Cooks Explore adventure.
Yeah.
So we wandered across the city to the bus station, and the views across the fjord in the sunlight were very special. We arrived in a deserted bus station and bought a day ticket for 133 kroner. That's about £9.50 each. Exceptional value. But where should we go? Several paid excursions and tours take visitors to the island of Sommarøy, said to be the Caribbean of the Arctic. Can such a thing even exist? And then when we saw a bus that would take us there, well, this had to be our destination. All aboard this largely empty bus, and we soon found ourselves crossing Tromso's second bridge. We headed west out on snowy roads that initially hugged the pretty coastlines of the fjords before turning inland, climbing up into the mountains.
And the road followed a mountain pass, and this area was popular with those looking to ski and have adventures in the snowy mountains. This scenery was just breathtaking, and the much-trailed rugged beauty of Norway was before us.
The bus journey took an hour and 20 minutes, and the bus driver skillfully navigated the snowy roads. Once through the mountain pass, the road once again hugged the coastline of the fjord, and then the island of Sommaroy came into view, and as we crossed the bridge to the island we could see that it was surrounded by the emerald green waters that it's famous for.
Once on the island, the bus wound its way through this sleepy island community until it reached what appeared to be the village centre.
We alighted the bus and got our bearings. Buses to and from this island are infrequent, and we knew we had to be back at this spot a few hours later to catch the return bus to Tromsø.
It was chilly too. Glad we had wrapped up warm, and of course, dressed like this, we wanted to hit the beach.
Well, hello. We're here at Sommaroy. I think we've pronounced it correctly. If we haven't, lots of apologies. Supposedly the Caribbean of the Arctic, and I think that's because there's some beautiful sandy beaches, they've got snow on them, and there's some turquoise blue waters. But it is absolutely stunning, isn't it?
It is absolutely gorgeous. It is very nippy, but absolutely good. Well, stunning, isn't it?
It is stunning,
Yeah.
but chilly. The journey here was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Oh, we got some great pictures, didn't we?
I mean, we paid
Yeah.
like just under a tenner each for like a day rider ticket where you can go on any bus anywhere for a day,
Yeah,
and the tenner or the bus journey was worth that alone, wouldn't
yeah,
it?
definitely.
Brilliant. There weren't many on, just a few of us, and
Yeah,
the scenery as we come down the mountain pass, past the ski slopes and everything else, like just phenomenal, isn't it?
it's absolutely gorgeous. And you see people getting off, going on sort of skiing parties and things.
Yeah, we haven't
Yeah.
got long here. There's not many buses that come here. There's 2 a day.
And we don't want to miss it. We
We
don't
don't
want to
wanna
get
miss
stuck here because
Oh.
it is a bit cold.
It is a bit cold. Yeah, definitely. So we're going to have a little mooch around. It's like a little town here. It looks like there's a cafe shop and a
Yeah.
couple more beaches. So we'll mooch around. It's a couple of hours and then we've got to get on the bus back to
That's
Tromsø.
right. You were a bit of an idiot earlier. You left your scarf and your gloves on the bus.
I did.
So he was going to be very, very cold. But luckily, the bus goes down to the end, to the hotel, turns round and comes back. So we flagged him down and you managed to get it back, didn't you?
I did.
Thank goodness for that.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Okay, right. Okay, stay tuned. We'll show you around this beautiful place.
So beach selfies taken, and we walked along the sands and marvelled at the bird footprints in the snow.
What have you found, Nettie?
Look at this. Look, see the sea urchins, the spikes are like coming off, and then that's what we know it as. Like the sea urchin, see?
Indeed, interesting.
Yeah.
We wandered up into the village when Nettie revealed her own moment of muppetry and declared that she had dropped the microphone somewhere between the beach and the village. Back we go then. Well, we liked walking the beach in any case, and it was just as well because we walked it at least another 10 times, but sadly the microphone was lost and we couldn't find it. And although this dampened the mood, the amazing scenery here just blew us away, and the views across Tromsø mountain were very, very special, and the emerald green seas really are some sight, contrasting against the snow-capped Norwegian mountains. Just gorgeous.
This place was visually stunning, but rather chilly, and we had walked past a sign earlier saying that coffee and waffles were on sale, and that sounded just what we needed. We entered this wooden building to be more than a surprise. This wasn't a cafe, but a building where the local community meet to knit and weave, making souvenirs for the occasional visitors to the island. And to tempt you in, you can buy coffee, tea and waffles topped with cream, jam and locally made brown cheese, and enjoy these whilst you watch the skilled women hard at work.
This was a wonderful place, and the local ladies were so kind and friendly and made us feel so especially welcome, even showing us the looms in the basement which are used daily.
And then, to our total surprise, our missing microphone was spotted in the cafe, sat on one of the tables. How?
And it turned out that one of the kind women in the cafe had found it on the beach and wondered what to do with it, so she brought it into the cafe, where it was hoped that the owner may just drop in. And we did! Wow, what are the chances?
And to say thank you, Si couldn't leave without buying a wonderful knitted beanie hat, showing the local scenery. And when he learned that the person who knitted it was sat on the table opposite, well, the photos just had to be taken. Brilliant, and thank you to that lady. It's a great beanie, and Si wore it for the rest of the holiday.
Time here was running out and we scampered back to the bus stop, but not before a very worthwhile diversion into the one and only supermarket on the island, for the obligatory crisps and snacks and drinks of course. And then the bus arrived, and back aboard we enjoyed our snacks whilst once again soaking up the incredible scenery through the mountain pass and along the shoreline of the fjord, until we were once again crossing the bridge back into Tromsø.
This adventure had lasted into the mid-afternoon, and we wondered if there was time to use our day rider bus pass a bit more. We headed to the tourist information office to get some ideas, and they suggested a bus to part of the island which provided a scenic hike up to a viewpoint.
We thought that sounded a great idea, so we headed out and waited at the appropriate bus stop, and before long we were trundling through Tromsø, past the university and out into the city suburbs.
We got off at bus stop Rundvernet and walked across to a snow-covered park. This area was beautiful and Christmassy, with snow hanging from the trees and the lake frozen over and covered in several inches of snow.
How pretty is this? And look, behind me is a frozen lake.
The walking trails at first seemed well walked, well flattened in any case, and we slowly ambled along loving this winter wonderland.
Hang on, mind that skier?
So this nature park in winter months is also a park where the locals practice their skiing, and the walking trails, well, they weren't well walked at all. In fact, they were very well skied instead, and we were the odd ones out walking these paths instead of skiing.
No matter, we continued our exploring, trying to find the paths and the viewpoint mentioned in the tourist information office, pausing for the occasional selfie of course.
One thing though that we quickly worked out was that the ski trails followed a different route to the walking paths on the map that we'd been given, and yes, you guessed it, it wasn't too long before we were a little bit lost.
And then the tower at the viewpoint came into sight, and Si suggested that we scramble across the snowdrifts and up towards the viewpoint. Now that has to be totally 100% safe now, doesn't it?
Look at us in the wilderness. I don't know if we're going in the right place or if we're lost, but the snow's definitely got deeper. It's hard going. Just fell down the hole. Oh no. Right, okay. I just get out the hole.
Okay, so this was a bad idea, and the snow got deeper and deeper, and walking to the viewpoint via this route was now seeming increasingly difficult. Well, this is some adventure. This is, we've come off where the skiers go, and we're trying to make our way up to a viewpoint. The viewpoint is
Over there.
Over there somewhere.
We can see it, but how to get there?
Yeah.
The snow's getting deeper. We've been down a few holes already.
Well, yeah, it is coming up over the knees at points, and
I think we need a pair of skis each, don't we?
we've discovered why snowshoes were invented.
Yeah.
It's getting increasingly difficult. The weather is also closing in. You can see the big black clouds behind us.
Yeah.
Probably time to call it quits and just get off this place before
We don't want to be caught up
it becomes
here. No.
inhospitable. But we've had a good go and we've really enjoyed it.
And this has definitely been the Cooks Explore day. Definitely.
Certainly has. Loads of fun.
Yeah.
Right, time to get off here before we get stuck here.
Let's get going.
With the weather closing in, we decided to head back the way we came. We waited only a few minutes for a bus to arrive, and before long we were back in our hotel. What's on the menu tonight? Tex-Mex, or in English, a chili con carne, and this was a very tasty chili too.
So this was our last night in Tromsø and we hadn't seen the Northern Lights. Heavy snow clouds and a lack of solar activity were the reason, and tonight sadly was no different. So back to Ølhallen's pub it was then for some more beer sampling. That looks a murky pint, Nettie, and you look shocked. And in our final beer review of this trip, Nettie has decided to throw the money saving out the window and go for the most expensive beer we've ever bought at £17 a pint. What's it called?
It's called Perla for Svin,
Okay.
and the reason why it's the most expensive beer that we've ever got is actually I just asked for a recommendation.
And they gave you the most expensive one behind the bar.
Probably,
Okay,
yeah.
go for it. It better taste good. Give it the taste test.
So, yeah, let's
It's
see.
6.3%, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And he said it's quite similar to the other one, the IPA mango one that
Which
I
was
had
half the price.
yesterday. Yeah, and he
Okay.
said it's the most similar. So I just
It's a lot
wanted to try a
cloudier.
different one. It's very cloudy, but anyway, let's
Go
see.
for it. Taste test.
Mm. Oh, it's very nice. It's like a tropical flavour.
Like fruit juice.
Not like fruit juice, no.
Okay.
No, it's got like a hoppy taste to it as well, but quite a tropical hoppy taste.
All right.
Try again.
£17 worth of goodness.
It is very good.
£17 worth of goodness.
I'm saying nothing. And let's just say we made it last.
Oh well, back to the hotel it was. Night.
Night.
It was day 4 and we had a morning to spend in Tromsø before our afternoon flight.
Well, all good things come to an end, and it's been a brilliant couple of days here in Tromsø, and it's been what a fantastic experience we had. Yesterday was amazing. Reindeer feeding was amazing. You've enjoyed yourself.
It's been absolutely amazing, but like as always, we're exhausted at the end of it.
And did we save some money? I think we did on the hotel. I think the hotel worked out, like a good deal. And obviously the bus ticket yesterday was incredible value.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our predilection for local beer probably offset all the cost savings that
That's
we
my
made.
fault. It's my fault.
Well, no, we've had a few, and it's lovely, but it's not cheap. But Tromsø is definitely a brilliant destination. If you've not been here before, stick it on your list.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say no to coming back.
And the weather, well, we've had snow every day, and it snowed this morning, and it's just still a few flakes now.
It's snowing, but they know how to sort of survive in snow.
I know.
Not like us back in the UK. It's a bit like everything goes to the halt.
So literally got about an hour and a half to kill before we have to get the bus out to the airport. I'm going to take the bus, not the airport express this time, and we might go and try one of the museums. So we'll take some footage of that, and then we'll
let you know
when we get back in the UK.
So where are we heading, Si? Not that bar, I hope.
So we wandered across the city to the Polarium, said to be the world's northernmost aquarium. And at £21 per person to get in, it wasn't cheap. But inside it was interesting, if relatively small.
It's good that you can hang up your coats before going into the warmer exhibit areas. There is a theatre show also that shows you about the marine life in aquatic waters, behind the scenes in the Polarium, and a Northern Lights video too. There are interactive exhibits and a create your own iceberg wall. The main attractions are a small number of bearded seals, who, let's be honest, need a bigger tank to stop them getting bored beyond belief. And we felt a little sad for these magnificent animals who could do nothing else but swim up and down for the amusement of visitors.
But in a rare light moment, we were pleased to learn that the entrance fees were paying for a new pool complex for them, including an outdoor area and tank space more than triple what they currently have. It still won't be enough, but their lives will surely improve, and these seals will remain safe and won't become dinner for the many hunting orcas in the fjord.
I got a seal selfie, of course, and some of the tanks for the other species were cleverly done, with immersive viewing domes and walk-through viewing tunnels. The moon jellyfish tank was especially beautiful, and we watched these hypnotic movements for quite a while. Just wonderful.
And with all the tanks and species to view, as well as all the interactive exhibits, the morning was flying past.
So that was an interesting way, while away, an hour or so.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it was really interesting, and they had lots of interactive things there, which was really interesting to do. A little bit sad about the seals.
That pool's not big, is it?
No, there's 5 seals in there, and they're going to be as bored as anything in there. But they are saying that in spring this year they're going to triple the size and have some outdoor areas for them. So hopefully that'll be nice for them.
Well, they definitely need to.
Yeah.
You know, we don't normally like to go, but the aquariums themselves, you know, the fish, the jellyfish
Yeah.
were good and all that.
The people are really informative as well, aren't they?
The staff were really
Yeah.
helpful. They seemed really knowledgeable about, you know, what they're caring for and stuff. But you have to say that pool for the seals, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely needs a bit more space, doesn't it?
It does. But they are doing it, so
yeah.
fingers
Anyway,
crossed it'd be good for
it
them.
was quite pricey. It was about 40 quid for the pair of us to go in. But hey, do you know, if that money goes to giving them a bigger pool, then
Yeah.
that's money well spent.
It is, definitely.
Anyway, right, we're nearly time to get on the bus now. We might just try and squeeze one more thing in. We'll see how the time is doing, if we can. Otherwise, we're going to head back to the airport. Okay, so down here is one of Tromsø's historic fishing vessels. It's apparently in original condition. I don't know whether it's open. We'll stick our head up against the door and see if we can get in and have a look. Well, that's sad, because that would have been really interesting to go in here, but it doesn't open until the 1st of June. So you can just take a look in from outside of the glass. It does look fascinating. Actually, so if you're here in the summer, apparently it's in absolutely original condition when they did the polar exploring and also fishing in the Arctic waters. So that'd be fascinating. Sadly, not for us today though, and it is probably time we headed back to the bus and then headed back to the airport.
So we left and returned to the hotel to collect our luggage, before making our way to the airport the cheap way, using the excellent public buses, and Route 42 safely deposited us in time at the airport and ready for our flight home.
That was our Tromsø adventure over, and we had wanted to come and experience more of Tromsø than we had previously seen on the cruise ships.
We had achieved just that, and it felt like we had got to immerse ourselves a little in the city life and had seen more of the surrounding areas with its stunning scenery.
We had also wanted to try and do this trip on a modest budget.
And we had partial success, saving money on food but incurring costs on beer and the Reindeer and the Polarium.
But Tromsø is a great city to visit, and we left agreeing there was more there we wanted to see and do.
The absence of the northern lights wasn't a problem for us, and the wintry snowy weather made the city feel a little bit extra special and magical, and it is exactly that. So we will hopefully return again, maybe once we've saved up enough for a few more beers.
Thanks for watching.
If you've got any questions about this video, then why not drop us a question in the box below? We always reply, and why not drop us a comment as well? And if you'd like to see more content like this,
Please like and subscribe.